Should you rent or buy here in Fairfield County, Connecticut? Today, I'm going to compare those two options and then give you an update on what's going on here in the market in Fairfield County, Connecticut. If you choose homeownership, give you some top tips and advice to follow to get you to achieve your goal. I'm Jennifer Lockwood, your local realtor here in Fairfield, Connecticut. And if this is the first time to my channel, make sure you hit subscribe and the bell to be notified of any upcoming videos. Plus, make sure you check me out on Instagram where I post regularly. So let's get down to the topic today of rent versus buy. There's a philosophical difference and then there's also a financial difference, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to that monthly payment you're making for housing. But if we just compare philosophically, the difference between renting and buying, there's so many benefits to home buying. I'm a true believer in home ownership, and it is the American dream. It's what many people do strive for. But there are situations where you will want to rent. For many reasons that people rent for an extended period of time. You could have a job that is temporary, that you may be moving around. You may have moved from another state into this state and you're not really quite sure what community you fit in, so you might want to rent a while in order to travel around to other towns to see which town that you would want to embed yourself in and be part of that community. You might not be financially ready because you have to save money for your down payment, your closing costs, and then also extra emergency money, because you do need extra money in case things happen with a house when you're a homeowner. You just have to be prepared because things happen. I mean, your furnace could go, your roof could leak, so you need to have some extra funds. You don't want to be house poor and put all of your money in your down payment. And lastly, another reason to rent is you just might not be ready. There are people that do not want to buy yet. They don't want the responsibility of home ownership. But for those who are first-time home buyers or people that are renting, or maybe you're staying with your parents while you're saving your money up, you may have chosen the community you want to be part of and the community that you want to take roots in, and you are ready to buy a home. The benefits of home ownership are extensive. Home ownership provides wealth and security. You get a tax benefit because you can write off the interest from your mortgage payment. It provides home appreciation. Homes historically appreciate over time. Over the last few years, they've appreciated in double-digit numbers, and that is not the norm. It was very unusual times, but we do expect it to continue to rise, just at a much lower rate. And while you're paying your mortgage payment, you gain home equity. Home equity is a benefit later on in life where you can use that home equity in order to do improvements on your house. You could pay college payments or maybe consolidate some loans. So you do have the benefit of home equity over time. And the one major thing I want you to understand is, in times of inflation and possible recession, while everything around us is going up in price, the one thing you can count on is that mortgage payment staying the same. So your principal and interest over 30 years, if you get a 30-year loan, will not change. Yes, your property taxes and insurance may change over time, but your principal and interest will stay the same. You cannot stay the same for a rent, because your landlord could keep increasing your rent every year when your lease expires. So that is one of the major benefits of home ownership as far as what you can count on for your housing costs every month. So let's talk about the market here in Fairfield County, Connecticut. If you've seen my previous videos, you know that I am located on the eastern part of the county. So I'm in Fairfield, and I do represent all of the towns. I am near Westport, Weston, Easton, Wilton, really all the towns in the county. And what we are all experiencing in these towns is that in the last couple years, there were multiple offers. It was very difficult if you needed a mortgage to compete, because you were competing against cash offers. There were people going in with no mortgage contingencies. The multiple offers was driving up the prices, and first-time home buyers were having a difficult time trying to navigate in that market. Also trying to win the houses when you needed a mortgage to buy your home. Now, as interest rates are rising, some buyers are pulling back, but in the end, home prices are not going to change. And sitting on the sidelines is not a benefit to anyone who wants to be a homeowner, because by the time you get back in the market and you start to look again, home prices will still have gone up and interest rates are still expected to rise. So if you are ready to buy, still continue to be in the game. The problem still is the lack of inventory, and it all comes down to supply and demand. We still don't have the supply. The demand is not as high as it was during the whole COVID times and even as of 6 months ago, but the supply has not increased. So what is on the market is still slim pickings for people looking to buy a home. Here's a chart on inventory so you can see how low inventory is and is continuing to be a problem. And one of the biggest challenges too, when you're comparing renting and buying, rent prices have increased just as much as home prices. Here's a chart of home prices before the pandemic, and it is astounding how much home prices have gone up. But rent prices has increased double digits as well. So you have both these things happening here where housing costs are just going to be high, whether you're renting or you're buying. The difference is you have no control over your rent over the years because you're not sure how much your landlord or the apartment building you might be living in is going to increase that rent on you. So my job is to help my clients navigate this very challenging market as a home buyer. So I have 3 top tips for you to follow to reach your homeownership goals. Number 1 tip, save your money. Whether you're in a rental now or you're still looking for a house or you're thinking about starting the process, keep saving your money. Because like I said, you need that, not just the down payment. Everyone keeps thinking just the down payment. The down payment, your closing costs, which could be 2.5% to 3% of the price of the home, and then also emergency funds. You want funds on the sidelines in case you have anything happen to your house, because house requires maintenance. So you have to have some money set aside. You don't want to be house poor, and you don't want to put all of your money into a down payment in order to get your monthly mortgage payment lower. You really want to be prepared financially. Number 2, choose a mortgage broker and get pre-approved. Mortgage brokers are a wealth of information for you. They not only will get you pre-approved, they'll talk to you about your credit score, they'll talk to you about closing costs, so you are completely prepared financially for what your expectations should be when looking for a home. They also have options of many different loan programs that would work best for you. And lastly, pick a trusted realtor. Interview them. Choose who you want to work with. They are your source, the person that has your back. I would also choose a realtor who has been in this market for the last 2.5 years, one that has a track record, one that has proven success and understands what to expect and how to put together an offer so that you can compete within this market. Remember, real estate and home ownership is a long-term asset that will appreciate over time. It provides wealth and stability. And if you are thinking about moving or relocating to this area, check out some of my previous videos to help you get started. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.